Let's start with some history. A few centuries ago, right before the French Revolution, French Parliament members chose their seats according to the ideas they supported. Those on the right wing were proponents of the old order, the monarchy, aristocracy, and religious tradition. Those on the left wing wanted to create a republic, separate church and state, and abolish classes. That's how the words right and left crept their way into the world of politics. With time, the meaning of the words changed. Today, left-wing ideas in economics usually mean some sort of income redistribution. Free healthcare and education, social welfare, subsidies, and programs for low-income families. All of that needs funding. And that's why leftist governments frequently need to intervene in the nation's economy, seize and redistribute. That's why having a left-wing government means higher taxes and a much more powerful central government. Across from them sits the right wing. They believe that the fairest way to distribute wealth is to trust the market. You own what you earn. In practice, that means private property protection, lower taxes, lower government intervention in the economy, and a smaller government overall. The downside of right-wing ideology is that you have to pay for everything, every person for themselves. You weren't lucky enough to get born into wealth, got fired, sick? Well, that's your problem. In general, neither of these ideas really benefit a nation when they're taken to the extreme. Extreme left ideas might lead to universal equality, but they don't promote innovation and progress. Worst case scenario, governments penalize success and promote helplessness. Building and developing become less and less profitable. And without innovation, the number of people stuck in their rung of the ladder starts to skyrocket. Extreme right regimes don't have that problem. They have the opposite one. Society splitting into classes. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. You see, good education is the path to wealth, but it doesn't come cheap. You gotta stay healthy to work hard, but healthcare isn't cheap either. It's a vicious cycle. Sooner or later, millions of angry citizens with nothing to lose start marching through the streets. That's why most nations are in a constant balancing act between left and right-wing agendas. Do we need more development? Let's tilt to the right. Lower taxes and greenlight entrepreneurship. Is inequality getting out of control? Time to switch back left, increase taxes, and launch some more social welfare programs. By the way, where do you think Russia is in all this? Where is it headed? Let's try to find out. What's life like for the lowest income Russians right now? If the country were heading left, people would have access to first-class medical care, right? Free housing for young families, subsidized trips for retirees, a free higher education? Now, well, maybe Russia's heading to the right then. Ask any Russian entrepreneur you know, how's business? How's the tax rate? Are they happy with property protection laws? No? Not even a little bit? Looks like the Russian government is a little too right-wing. There is hardly any social welfare or free government services. And it's a little too left-wing. Taxes are through the roof, and there's barely any property protection. But there's no mystery here. Why? Because in Russia, there's a third social group, Putin's cronies, his childhood friends, former bodyguards, and ex-colleagues. They inherited those huge state corporations, allegedly to put the oligarchs in their place. They got the biggest loans, tax breaks, and billion-ruble state contracts. It's a government that offers ultra-right-wing capitalism for the chosen few. Others, well, they get bupkis. We've seen it before, when Italy was ruled by Mussolini. With Putin in power, Russia has turned that way too. It was barely noticeable at first. Oil prices were going up, the budget was getting fatter by the year, and many found their lives actually improving. The thing is, oil prices are volatile, and warfare, even the new trendy hybrid one, is expensive. It brings sanctions and limits foreign investment. Sooner or later, everything falls apart. Inequality starts to grow. This time around, though, there aren't any more huge companies to scapegoat and nationalize. So, they had to resort to abolishing national programs, imposing new taxes, and increasing fines. The government is basically flipping out. starting to openly support the loyal rich over everyone else. The gap just keeps getting wider. The Kremlin is out of ideas. It's painted itself into a corner. It'll be up to the next government to sort out all the problems. And frankly speaking, it won't be an easy task. It'll take a lot more than just seizing back all that wealth. You need to remember that there are actual talented Russian businessmen who earned their wealth, unlike the pack of court billionaires. In modern Russia, there's a bigger gap between these two groups than there is between the rich and poor. The fake rich leech off what they can, while the real drivers of tomorrow work hard on building businesses that will last well into the future. This difference is too important to ignore. Have a nice day.